Good morning, my dear students. Today we are continuing with our Economics Chapter 2 People as Resource. Students, yesterday we were studied about unemployment and the three types of unemployment: seasonal, disguised, and educated unemployment. Now, today I will explain you the last topic of this chapter: impact of unemployment on the growth of economy. Now, students, unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resource. People who are an asset for the economy turn into liability. There is a feeling of hopelessness and despair among the youth. People do not have enough money to support their family. Inability of uneducated people who are willing to work to find gainful employment implies a great social waste. Now, unemployment tends to increase economic overload. The dependence of the unemployment on the working population increases. The quality of life of an individual as well as society is adversely affected. When a family has to live on a bare subsistence level, there is a general decline in its health status and rising withdrawal from the school system. Hence, unemployment has detrimental impact on the overall growth of an economy. Increases in unemployment is an indicator of depressed economy. It also wastes the resources which could have been gainful employed. If people cannot be used as a resource, they naturally appear as liability of the economy. Now, in case of India, the unemployment rate is low. A large number of people represented with a low income and productivity are counted as employed. They appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potential and income, it is not adequate for them. The work the work that they are pursuing seems forced upon them. They may therefore want other work of their choice. Poor people cannot afford to sit idle. They tend to engage in any activity irrespective of its earning potential. Their earning keeps them on a bare subsistence level. Now, students, existing employment structure in the agriculture sector. Moreover, the employment structure is characterized by self-employment in the primary sector. The whole family contributes in the field even though not everybody is really needed. So there is a disguised unemployment in the agriculture sector, but the entire family shares what has been produced. This concept of sharing of work in the field and the produce raised reduces the hardships of unemployment in rural sector. But this does not reduce the poverty of the family. Gradually, surplus labor from every household tends to migrate from the village in search of jobs. Now, students, let us discuss about the employment scenario in the three sectors. Now, agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector of the country. In recent years, there has been decline in the dependence of population on agriculture, partly because of disguised unemployment. Some of the surplus labor in agriculture has moved to either the secondary or the tertiary sector. That means the manufacturing is the most labor absorbing sector. In the secondary sector, small scale manufacturing is most labor absorbing. In case of tertiary sector, various new services are now appearing like biotechnology, information technology, and so on. Now, student, one story of a village. Now, explain you or I discuss with you about the village story. There was a village inhabited by several families. Each family produced enough to feed its member. Each family meet its needs by the member making their own clothes and teaching their own children. One of the families decided to send one of its sons to an agriculture college. The boy got his admission in the nearby College of Agriculture. After some time, he became qualified in agro engineering and came back to the village. He proved to be so creative that he could design an improved type of plow which increased the yield of wheat. Thus, a new job of agro engineer was created and filled in the village. The family in the village sold the surplus in the neighboring village. They earned good profit, which they shared among themselves. Inspired by this success, all the families after some time held a meeting in the village. They all wanted to have a better future for their children too. They requested the panchayat to open a school in the village. They assured the panchayat that they would all send their children to school. The panchayat, with the help of government, opened the school. A teacher was recruited from a nearby town. All the children of the village start going to school. After some time, one of the families gave training to his daughter in tailoring. She started stitching clothes for the all families of the village, for everyone now wanted to buy and wear well tailored clothes. Thus another new job, that of a tailor, was created. This had another positive effect. The time of the farmers is going far for buying clothes was saved. As the farmers spent more time in the field, the yield of farmers went up. This was beginning of prosperity. The farmers had more than what they could consume. Now they could sell what they produced to others who come to their village markets. Over time, this village, which formerly had no job opportunities in the beginning, had many like teacher, tailor, agro engineer, and many more. This was the story's simple village where the rising level of human capital enabled it to evolve into a place rich with complex and modern economic activity. Now, students, overview. Population assert for the economy rather than liability. People as resource, way of referring to a country's working people in term existing productive skill and abilities. The positive side of a large population often overlook the negative side, problems of providing food, education, and access to health facilities. Investments in human capital through education, training, medical care yields a return like investment in physical capital. Now, facts. Not only educated and the healthier people gain through a higher income, society gains in other indirect ways because the advantages of more educated or healthier population spreads were not directly educated or given health care. Human capital is one way superior to other resources. Investment in human resources give high rates of return in the future. Educated parents found to invest more heavily education of their children. Thank you, students.